talking about Manly will make an appearance in this gold medal affair.
He's going to have to shut the door right here if New Zealand is going to have any chance to come back in this game.
In that 7-0 playoff loss, Manly started, went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. You take a look at the outfield fence, and there is back softball. It's a campaign to put softball back in the Olympic Games. It was removed from 2012 in London, England, and the ISF and all the different softball federations, Terry, desperately would like to see it come back in not just the women's game, which went into the Olympics in 1996 in Atlanta for the first time, before being removed after the most recent one, but possibly the men's game as well.
Be nice to see. The website is www.backsoftball.com.
And Jeremy Manley gets the ball from Eddie Kolashi in the bottom half of the 4th inning with a run in. And New Zealand staring a 2-0 deficit in the face. Pretty impressive ERA, 3 wins in his 21 innings.
He's had a few control problems. Be interesting to see what Harrow does here. He did a suicide squeeze the other night.
And lifted the left-handed hitting Bartarillo for the right-handed hitting Aaron Kochman to face the right-handed throwing Jeremy Manley. The Australian supporters, they know it's a ways away, but you're getting a little closer to tasting it at least. Australia's never won the world men's title. New Zealand, on the other hand, has won 3 straight and playing in a 7th straight final. And Australia in the driver's seat, trying to end the dynasty.
To this point, they've played New Zealand in the 2 games they've met, as well as anybody can play them.
A long way to go. Never underestimate the 3-time champion that still can hurt you in 1 inning in a hurry.
It's a big run. 3rd run's a key run in any fast pitch game.
1 out and a runner in Davison at 3rd. And Manly's first pitch is bounced over the head of Rona, and it's 3-0. Quite an appearance for Aaron Kochman. 1 pitch, an RBI single. And everything that man seems to touch is turning to gold.
I know what that feeling's like, because once it happens, you feel you can do it. Any kind of move is going to work for you. And he's demonstrated it has to this point.
Aaron Kochman in a pinch hitting role off the bench, cashing in Josh Davison. And Australia's lead is 3 as they've scored twice here in the bottom of the 4th. Bringing up Andrew Kirkpatrick, who is light years ahead of the change from Jeremy Manley.
Good pitch to start him with, particularly after he just gave up a base hit. He has all 3 pitches, but he's got to have an effective change to keep the Australian hitters off balance. Don't be surprised if you see a steal shortly.
And don't be surprised to see Kirkpatrick slap bunt. He did it beautifully in a rally for New Zealand and make that Australia, despite the fact it was a loss to Canada in the round robin. But again, Fool on a terrific change and a strikeout, his first for Manley.
He probably wishes he had that first pitch back that he threw when he first came into the game.
Ground chopper into the outfield by Aaron Cockman. And Nathan Jones steps up with 2 out. Fouls that back. Manley replacing Heine Shannon, who goes 3 1/3.
Which has been about what he was expected of him.
Marty Grant with a terrific effort against Canada. The 43-year-old veteran with the complete 7 innings. For New Zealand en route to this title game.
What I like about the Australian offensive philosophy, Bob's not worried if he loses a runner at any base. He's going to continue to do the offensive kinds of things to make his team win.
Shannon on the run, Cockman, and the throw is into center field. Makia covers nicely.
Poor throw by Shannon. No chance to get that runner with that kind of a throw. And that hasn't been a strength for Australia or for New Zealand in this tournament. We've seen a number of balls go out into center field with poor throws. More is expected from him.
So another aggressive play from Bob Harrell moves up Cockman into scoring position for Jones. Looking for his first playoff hit. He pops this up. This is not an easy play. Makia coming in, and he'll handle it to end the inning, but not before Australia scores 2 more. And now they lead the 3-time defending world champs by 3. New Zealand's title defense hang in the balance. Still 3 at-bats to go, but trailing 3-0 and looking to record their first hit. 22-year-old Adam Folkert working on another gem. 1 hit, New Zealand, in the first playoff game for these 2 teams. Surrendered a couple of walks, but to this point, that's it.
With 9 outs to go, I can guarantee you, Folgert's going to have so much adrenaline going. His velocity will be going up, not down.
And it's in that 135 to 140 kilometer range. Or for you miles an hour viewers, 85 to 87 from 46 feet. That ball gets on you in a hurry, and Terry, as you know better than anybody, your reaction time when someone's throwing that hard with that type of velocity is not very much.
It's about .330.
Wilson trying to get it started. And he's well behind on that swing. Defensive just to keep himself alive. Folkert has 4 strikeouts in the game. Started this tournament against a very good hitting Venezuela team with a 15 strikeout 1-hitter as Wilson again stays alive, fouls it down the left field line. And a kind of neat story in that one, he had actually thrown a perfect game, but on what would have been the 3rd out and end of the game against Venezuela, the umpire called him for an illegal pitch. And on the next pitch, Carlos Ojeda chopped one over the third baseman's head into the outfield to break up the no-hitter and perfect game.
Peter, the Australian pitching plan for New Zealand, it's impressive. They're going inside, outside. He hasn't thrown a ball 2 pitches in a row to the same spot. He went inside on him. Last time he went outside. Let's see if he comes inside. No, went outside, but again, a waste pitch.
And the count 2-2 to Travis Wilson.
They still haven't caught up to him yet.
It was the 5th inning in the first meeting that New Zealand recorded its only hit. It belonged to Reese Casely. And a swing swing and a miss on the high rise. And another strikeout for the 22-year-old Folkert.
He's gotten stronger as this game's gone along, and it's interesting that his strikeout ratio now has improved in the last 3 innings.
Maybe that has something to do with the nerves that he felt early in this one. Patrick Shannon hit .556 in the 2004 World Championship, was dominant in 2 playoff games in that event against Canada. In a playoff game that got New Zealand to the title game, he had 4 hits, including a 2-run home run and another home run in the gold medal game against Canada. But like the rest of his mates, dealing with Folkert not easy. On the ground to Jeff Gulagon for out number 2.
There's no fear in Folkert of any New Zealand hitter, regardless of what they've done in this tournament, regardless of what the New Zealand reputations are as hitters. He's saying, here's my best stuff, beat me.
And here's Casely, the only individual to record a hit. Took something off that rise for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Casely, and Folkert misses outside for ball 2. Folkert in a real groove right now, is not allowed a base runner, going back to when Shannon walked with 2 out in the 2nd inning. Retired 9 in a row. And delivers strike 1 to Casely, the right fielder. The 30-year-old who's had a very solid first Men's World Championship. The check and the strike given from the third base umpire. And Folkert quickly works back to 2-2.
You really got to hand it to Hara. He's calling an excellent game. New Zealand hitters don't know what to expect.
Not the full windup that time. We've seen that a few times from Folkert in the tournament. However, this one doesn't pay dividends, and Casely able to run the count full at 3-2.
New Zealand needs a base runner.
Gulagon comes over to chat as Casely fixes the batting gloves. Folkert set to go back to work. Strike 3. 10 in a row shut down by Adam Folkert. And Australia all of a sudden finds itself 6 outs away from ending the reign of the Black Sox.